It's the best weekend of the year, 4 playoff games, all the best teams playing. It's probably a bonanza for most fans, and a hero has emerged. Russell Wilson of the Seahawks. Maybe the hero of these playoffs, maybe the star, the breakout star is the only rookie standing. He plays the Falcons this week. Big test. What happens?
Well, the Falcons are a funny team. They're the team that just no one respects at all.
They're the 1 seed.
Yeah,
they can't sell out their game.
They can't do anything to prove anyone that they're going to win Super Bowl. They had an easy schedule. They didn't have any standout victories except for maybe blowing out the Giants here. And they haven't been good in the playoffs. They haven't won under Smith and Ryan. So I think a lot of people are discrediting them. But they've had bad luck. And 2 years ago, they had to face the Packers coming out of the wild card, and then they had to face the Giants last year, red hot. And both those teams went on to win the Super Bowl, and I think they got bad luck again. Because I wouldn't want to play the Seahawks team. And Marshawn Lynch, the way he runs the ball, the way Russell Wilson can run the ball, that's not good, especially considering how bad their run defense is. So I don't see them winning. I think they're one and done.
This is the worst possible luck for the Falcons because this was the year they could make a run, and they're not going to. Next game, San Francisco against Green Bay. Intriguing matchup.
Yeah, and to me, this is the hardest one to call because, frankly, with the Packers game last week, playing the Vikings, they're probably going to win that game anyway, but with Joe Webb instead of Christian Ponder, it was kind of a walkover. We don't really know. They don't really have any momentum from that game. It was kind of, over before it started. That being said, I'm starting to come around on the Packers, and I'm starting to believe. And the way Aaron Rodgers has played, he's only thrown 1 interception since December 1st, and that was December 2nd. He's got all his guys back. He's got Nelson back, Jennings back. Finley should be playing, even though he got hurt. And he just looks tough. And I wouldn't want to. I know they gave up a ton of yards to Frank Gore last time they played, but that was a long time ago. I think they get an early lead. They force Colin Kaepernick to have to win the game, and I don't see it happening, so I'm taking the Packers.
Here's the problem with the 49ers. So their big advantages, they can stop the run, they can get to the quarterback. Well, the Packers don't run the ball, and they don't. Rodgers is so good that anybody coming at him, whether it's Aldon Smith or whomever, he can get the ball off in time. The problem with the 49ers, they have a terrible secondary. Rodgers can be able to carve them up. I don't think that they have any chance in this. Switching gears to the AFC, we have the Ravens at the Broncos.
Well, the Ravens impressed me last week. They looked like a lot better team. They looked like the defense of old. Whatever Ray Lewis said to that team, he fired them up. Besides I'm retiring. And they had Suggs back. They were flying on all cylinders. And the offense was better. Bolden was better. Flacco was better. Rice was moving. Bernard Pierce, the other running back, looked good. That said, I'm predicting Denver to go to the Super Bowl. I can't go against them. They dominated them a couple weeks ago, and mile high is impossible. I think they're 13-3 all time there, and Peyton Manning's been off for a while. He's not taking this one lightly.
The Ravens impressed last week. When they didn't impress was when they actually played the Broncos a couple weeks ago. Manning was perfect in Baltimore. Flacco threw a 98-yard interception return for a touchdown. So obviously he hasn't impressed against this Broncos secondary and Broncos defense. I just think that the Broncos are just going to blow them out. I think they're 7-1 at home. We'll be playing on Sunday. I just think they have too many weapons. The defense is very good. They don't have a lot of holes. I think that they take advantage of this sort of patchwork, shoddy, haven't figured it out yet Ravens defense. Houston and New England.
I think this is an interesting one because everyone sees this game and they see Belichick and the Patriots at home in the cold, how dominant they are. There's no chance they can lose this game. But the truth is they've actually have not been that great in the playoffs. They're 2-4 in their last 6 games. They've lost a couple at Gillette, including a wild card game against the Jets where they had already blown out the Jets in the regular season, just like they did with the Texans. That said, I wasn't that impressed with what the Texans did. I think they didn't dominate the Bengals. They settled for a lot of field goals, and Arian Foster was great, but I'm not sure he can be great against Vince Wilfork and that team. And if he can't run, they got nothing. They're not going anywhere.
I totally agree with you. I mean, again, Arian Foster, 46 yards in that last game. We've seen Schaub the last couple weeks. I think he's been kidnapped. That's not the real Matt Schaub. I don't know what they did with Matt Schaub, but Andre Johnson wants to know because he's not getting nearly the passes he used to get. And so, you have to have Foster being perfect. And we're talking about an Adrian Peterson type of performance, 150, 200. He's going to have a chance in this game. He's not going to do it, and I think the Patriots win by 2 or 3 touchdowns.
All right.
That's it. Enjoy the weekend.